Hey there guys, and it's good to be back with you once again. It's been a couple days since I've last done a replay game, so we're going to jump back over to this. Go to game 4 of this World Series. As you remember, last time the Yankees won 7-5. It was actually a pretty close game, so we'll see if we can keep it another close one here today. We're going back to Ebbets Field here for the next game of this series, and this is where I have to go. Go on up here, and then we can go over here to play. They're saying maybe Johnny Cucks here in this game. I think we'll actually do Don Larson. Don Larson will be the starting pitcher for the Yankees. And for the Dodgers, Billy Lowe's looks probably all right. Let's see what the AI has to come up with. This is the same lineup I think that we've seen before. I think that we may just go ahead and go with this one. The Dodger lineup ends up looking fairly good, although I don't like Campanella hitting 8th. It doesn't make any sense to me. We want Campanella here to hit 4th and catch. Amoros, we probably want Amoros in left field down like that. The rest of this is fine, and then we'll have Hodges over here at first base. And we'll go ahead and go along with this. Now, I made a couple of changes here to a couple of things that you'll see as we get into this game. Among them, I got rid of the sound of like the 7th inning stretch and stuff. It should have the replay fonts. I don't know if you can tell any difference or not. We have these kind of dice. First roll there for Hank Bauer is 114, which is 20 plus 1, 21. It's a line drive single over to center field. Possible error on Duke Snider. So you roll against Snider's error rating. The roll is a 31, and that's lower, so there is no error. It's a base hit, though, for Hank Bauer leading this one off, and he led that off quickly before I even had the chance to see what was happening. So runner on at first base now for Andy Carey, who's hitting second. And what we need to do here is we need to change this so that we have the Yankees making their own decisions. There we go. Billy Lowe's out there, the pitcher, for his first time in this World Series at least, has given up a base hit, and here is Carey. And I think we'll just pitch way to him normally. 6-1-5 is the roll. 4 plus 16 is 20. Fly ball deep to right field. Ferrillo has that for the out, 1 away. Up next now, Mickey Mantle. Mantle so far in the series, 2 for 9, hitting .222, no home runs, but 3 men driven in. Mantle's roll is a 6-5-2. 36 plus 3 is 39. That's going to be a strikeout. And so there's 2 men out, and that will bring up now Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra now with the runner on at first base. He's hitting .385 with the home run. Yogi rolls a 5-1-4. 3 plus 4 is 7. That'll be a walk. And Lowe's has a couple control problems. The 3 is probably about average. Runners on at first and second now for Joe Collins. And the roll is a 5-1-1. 5 plus 2 is 7. That's another walk. All right, and you can see, so I have this turned on here so you can see what else it might have been. And if he's a little bit better in control, then it's a ground out, but it's not. And so runners on at first, second, second, and third. I'm sorry, the base is loaded now, and that'll bring up Irv Noren. And Lowe's looks like he's about to pitch himself out of this ballgame before it starts. Rolls a 1-2-6. 2 plus 3 is 5. That'll be a strikeout to end the inning, and Lowe's finally gets it over. So the Yankees have the 1 hit and 2 walks and end up with nothing happening, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Jim Gilliam here for the Dodgers. Gilliam hitting .385 in this series, rolls a 4-1-6. It ends up going to Hunter, the shortstop, because it's a 6. His 2 plus a 5 is a 7. Ground ball to short, throw to first, and there's 1 away. Pee Wee Reese now against Don Larson. Reese rolls a 6-5-1. 1 plus 36 is 37. That's a strikeout, and there are 2 away. Up now is Duke Snider, the Duke of Flatbush, with 2 home runs, 6 men driven in, 2 walks, hitting .333. Pretty good series. Rolls a 4-6-1, 4 plus 5, and it's going to be third baseman Carey, since it's a roll of 1. Carey throws over to first base for the out. And we go to the top of the second. So Billy Lowe's will go back out there to face Gil McDougall. McDougall hitting .364. The roll's a 1-6-6. It's a 2 plus 45, 47 strikeout, and there's 1 away. Billy Hunter up there now. His roll's a 3-3-6. 4 plus 5 is 9. Possible out or a possible single. We'll look at the ballpark and see. So basically anything that's 11 through 16 is going to be an out. Otherwise it's a single because it's Ebbets Field. So this is a base hit. And ends up being a single to right field, falls in front of Carl Ferrillo, and that puts Hunter on at first base, and that'll bring up Don Larson. Now you've got to believe that he's going to bunt, so we'll move the corners in with 1 man out. Rolls a 3-6-1. He doesn't bunt. 42 plus 2 is 44. That's a line drive to Reese, the shortstop, who was playing back, thankfully, and he makes a leaping catch for the out, and there are 2 away, and here comes Hank Bauer. 2-man out, runner on first, rolls a 6-1-3. 16 plus 3 is 19. Fly ball to right field, and that's deep, but Furillo's there, and he has it for the out, and we go to the bottom of the second. No score, and it'll be Roy Campanella. This game going a little bit faster than the ones before. Campy up there rolls a 2-6-1, 3 plus 55, 58 in column 2. It's a line drive, or looping drive rather, to right field. Hank Bauer might have a chance on this one. This is another ballpark effect one. So the Yankees won something between 11 and 44. Our roll is a 66, and so that ends up being good for the Dodgers as a base hit, and that puts Campanella on at first base, and that will bring up Gil Hodges. So Roy Campanella now hitting .429 in the series, and here comes Gil. Gil is 3-4-11 in this World Series. No men driven in. The pitch from Larson. 2 plus 16 is 18. Fly ball to left, and Noren has that one easily for the out, and there's 1 away. That'll bring up now Jackie Robinson. Robinson was hitting .500 in this series, now down to .400. His roll's a 5-5-3. 20 plus 5 is 25, and that's a base on balls, and that's Larson's control is his problem with that 5 on column 5. So that puts runners on first and second, and there's possible action on the bases. I didn't look closely enough at Robinson's card, so we're going to roll and see for a possible wild pitch. It's 4 plus 4, which is an 8. Possible wild pitch will roll against Larson's wild pitch card, or rating. 5 is not higher than 6, so because of that, the catcher, Yogi Berra, is able to block the pitch. And we have a normal at bat now for Carl Furillo. Runners on at first and second with 1 man out. Furillo will swing away. Rolls a 4-3-3, and that's going to end up being a simple ground ball to McDougal, who's a 1 at second. He throws to first, or goes to Hunter for 1, and on to Collins at first for the double play. And we go to the top of the 3rd inning. So nothing happening there. It's a ground into double play for Furillo, and that brings up Andy Carey for the Yankees in the top of the 3rd inning. Carey rolls a 3-2-4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Fly ball over to left field. That's a short out, easy out for Almaros, 1 away. That'll bring up Mickey Mantle again. Mantle hitting now only 200. Rolls a 6-1-6. That'll be a 16 plus 5, 21. Deep fly ball to center, but Snyder's there. He's got it for the out, 2 away, and here comes Yogi Berra. Berra rolls a 3-5-1. 68 plus 2 is a 70, and that's a pop-up over to first base. Hodges ends up catching that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. What I tell you, it's a fast game. 2 hits for the Yankees, 1 for the Dodgers. Sandy Almaros up there now hitting 300. His roll is a 2-1-6. 4 plus 39 is 43. It's a little ground ball to Collins. Feels that, flips over to Larson, covering at the bag for the out, and there's 1 away. Pitcher now, Billy Lowe's, is up there. He rolls a 1-4-6. 4 plus 2 is 6. It's a strikeout. 2 away. Jim Gilliam now up again. 0 for 1 today, I believe. He's hitting 357. His roll is a 1-6-3. 3 plus 45 is 48, and that's a strikeout for Larson. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. So quiet as she goes. Here's Joe Collins leading off for the Yankees. Billy Lowe's delivers. Rolls a 4-2-3. It's a Jim Gilliam. Second baseman has a 2. 18 plus 2 is a 20. Ground ball, and it'll be a close play at first. And the roll is a 5, and it ends up being an out at first base. So second to first, and there's 1 away. Irv Noren now. Irv rolls a 4-1-1. This will be first baseman. 11 plus 1, because he's a 1, is a 12. Possible error against Hodges, so we'll roll against his rating. 46, and so it's a error, and the roll is 6 here as well. The batter, Noren, ends up on at second base. So it's an error by Hodges, and the batter goes over to second, and that'll mean that Gil McDougal now is a runner in scoring position with only 1 out in the top of the 4th. So poor play there by Gil Hodges, who normally is a good fielder. The roll by McDougal is a 6-1-6. 5 plus 16 is a 21. Deep fly ball to center field. Snyder makes the catch for the out, but Noren moves over to third base easily after tagging up. And 2 men out, and there's a runner on to third base, and that will bring up Billy Hunter. Hunter's hitting 1 for 1 in the series. His roll is a 4-4-2, I believe third base. Ground ball to third. 11 plus 1 is 12. Possible error against Robinson's error rate is 34. This is danger time, and the rule's a 42, and it is an error. So the Dodgers being undone by their own fielding as there's an error on Jackie Robinson that allows the run to score. That's why Robinson didn't play in so many games, has that problem with the errors. And so up comes Don Larson. It's a 1-0 game for the Yankees. And because there's a plus on that batter card for the last play, Hunter has a possible chance to steal. So we roll 2 dice against the pitcher-catcher battery rating, which ends up being this 46. 53 is higher than 46, and so it is a stolen base for Hunter. He steals second. That's your automatic steal system. And so Larson now has a runner on his second base, and the Yankees are really making some noise. Rolls a 3-6-5. 3 plus 42 is a 45, and that's a line drive over to short, but Reese makes a leaping catch for the out. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. So the Yankees get a run across on 2 Dodger errors. Still only 2 hits for the Yankees, only 1 hit for the Dodgers. Here's now Pee Wee Reese. Reese rolls a 1-3-6. 4 plus 10 is 14. Single up the middle. And see this little plus here? That plus means we're about to do something with stealing. So that's the automatic steal system. We look for a steal attempt. We'll roll 2 dice against the combined rating of Larson and Berra, 3 and 5, which means that you have to get higher than a 46. And it's a 13. And so because it's a plus, Reese tries to steal, and he's caught stealing. It goes from Berra to Hunter. So much for that for the Dodgers. So they got the runner on at first base, but we're a little too aggressive. 1 man out, and that'll bring up Duke Snider. Now you can play it safe, but I prefer to have them play their own game. Rolls a 1-2-1. 3 plus 2 is 5, and that'll be a strikeout. 2 men out, and here comes Roy Campanella. Campy's hitting .429. He is 1 for 1 today. He rolls a 1-3-1. 3 plus 10 is 13, and that's a single up the middle. Campanella now 2 for 2 today, and that'll bring up Gil Hodges. Hodges is 0 for 1, hitting .250 in this series. We'll have him swing away. The roll is a 2-1-1. 3 plus 39 is 42. It's a ground ball to Hunter, who fields that and throws to first for the out, and we go to the top of the 5th. 1-0 Yankees, and that will bring up Hank Bauer against Billy Lowe's. Bauer is 1 for 2 today. I should look over here. Rolls a 5-5-6. 15 plus 4 is 19, and that's a single, and now Bauer is 2 for 3. That'll bring up Andy Carey, and we do have a little bit of base action to look at, potential wild pitch, so we'll roll. 2 plus 1 is 3, and that's a possible error actually on a pickoff attempt. We'll see what Billy Lowe's rating is. 51, and the roll's a 36. It's not higher, so we don't worry about that. Dodgers now in double play depth. Here is Andy Carey. Rolls a 6-5-1. 2 plus 36 is a 38, and that's a strikeout, and there will be 1 away. Up now is Mickey Mantle, dangerous hitter. Mantle hitting only 182, 0 for 2 today. Rolls a 2-1-2, that won't get it done. 1 plus 39 is 40. Ground ball over to Reese. Reese's only play at first base. Throws over to first for the out. Bauer moves up to second. There's 2 men out. That will bring up here Yogi Berra. So Berra is 0 for 1 today, but he's hitting .357 in the World Series. His roll is a 5-4-6. 45 plus 4 is 49. Got a roll on base action chart with men on base, so potential wild pitch or other weird thing. 4 plus 6 is 10, and it's a potential pass ball, so we'll roll against Campanella's rating. And no, it's a good rating. It rolls only a 1, and so nothing happens. We'll try this again. Berra's next roll is a 1-5-6-5. 1 plus 5 is 6, and it's a strikeout, and so Lowe's gets him, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jackie Robinson here against Don Larson. Larson pitching well, 4 innings pitched, only giving up 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Robinson rolls a 1-6-1. 3 plus 45 is 48, and that's a strikeout. Another strikeout there for Don Larson, and there's 1 away. 5 strikeouts now for Larson, and here comes Carl Furillo. Furillo today is 0 for 1. Carl rolls a 3-1-3. 31 plus 1 is 32. It's a line drive straight to center, and Mickey Mantle's got that for the out, and there are 2 men out. Here now is Sandy Amaros. He rolls a 4-1-4. It'll be second baseman Collins. 5 plus 2 is 7. It's a ground ball to first base. And Collins fields that one, goes to the bag himself for the out, and we go to the top of the 6th. I think I might have it so that some of those are re-rolls when it comes to the fielder options. Well, I can't even go back and look at it, so I'm not going to worry about this right now. So we go to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Joe Collins here for the Yankees with a 1-0 lead. Rolls a 3-6-2. 47 plus 2 is 49. Line drive towards right field, and that's going to end up being a single. I'm not exactly sure why we don't look at the ballpark. Oh, no, this isn't a ballpark chart here. That's the reason why. Ends up being a single to right field there for Collins, and that'll bring up Irv Noren. So, fourth hit for the Yankees. Here comes Noren. Noren's 0 for 2. Rolls a 1-5-2. 1 plus 5 is 6, and it's a strikeout. So, Lowe's gets another strikeout. He's been pitching very well in that sense. He has 6, but he's walked 2. Remember, there's 2 in the first inning. Gil McDougall now rolls a 3-3-5. 3 plus 5 is 8, and that's hit over left field. That'll be a single in front of Amaros. Collins moves over to second, and there's a chance he can go to third. The roll's a 4 plus 6, so he does try for it, and Amaros throws over to Robinson, and they get him. So the Dodgers get the lead runner at third. We'll see if Collins advances. He rolls a 5, and the 5 is higher than his rating or is higher than his speed rating, so he will actually stay at first. McDougall, I'm sorry, not Collins. It was Collins who was thrown out at third. So there are 2 men out here in the top of the 6 as Amaros throws to Robinson to nab the lead runner. Runner on at first, and here comes Billy Hunter. Hunter now rolls a 4-4-4. Being second baseman. 11 plus 2 is 13. It's a possible error. We've seen this before. On Jim Gilliam, his roll is a 61, which is higher than the 43, and that will be an error. Error number 3 on the Dodgers, and that puts runners on at first and second. That'll bring up Don Larson now, and the Dodgers in danger of falling apart. They've given up 5 hits and 3 errors in this game. Larson rolls a 2-5-3. 2 plus 2 is 4, and that'll be a strikeout, and that does it. So Lowe's pitches his way out of it. That's strikeout number 7 that he's racked up. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it'll be Billy Lowe's leading this off against Don Larson. Larson has 5 strikeouts. He rolls a 3-4-6. 3 plus 57 is a 60. Possible rare play. We roll 1 die, and it's 2, so it won't be. Changes this over to 53. It'll be a dribbler to the mound. Pitcher Larson will try to retire Lowe's, and so we roll against Lowe's' speed rating. And the roll's a 4. It's higher than the 2, which is his speed rating, so Larson throws over to Collins for the out. And there's 1 away. That'll bring up Jim Gilliam. Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Yankees. It rolls a 2-1-4. 4 plus 50 is a 54. Ground ball to McDougall, who throws to first, and there's 2 men out. Pee Wee Reese now. Rolls a 2-1-4. 4 plus 39 is 43. Is a ground ball over to Collins, who flips over to Larson, covering at first for the out, and we go to the top of the 7th. So Hank Bauer will lead this one off here for the Yankees. Very fast-paced ball game. Bauer is hitting 2 for 3 today, hitting 500 this series. His roll's a 4-4-4. 5 plus 3 is 8. This is Pee Wee Reese, shortstop, and he feels it throws over to first for the out. 1 gone, and here comes Andy Carey. Carey is 0 for 3 and hitting 250. Rolls a 1-2-6. 35 plus 2 is 37. It's a ground ball to second. Gilliam throws to first. 2 gone. And that will bring up Mickey Mantle. Mantle, who's 0 for 3 today, hitting 167, having a frustrating series. His roll is a 6-3-5. 4 plus 31 is a 35. It's a little pop-up over to short left field, and Amaros has that for the out. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0 Yankees, and this is a tight one. Here comes Duke Snider. Snider today is 0 for 2. His roll is a 2-2-3. 3 plus 11 is a 14. Single to center field, and we do have a stolen base attempt. I don't know how many times the Duke actually stole in real life, but he's got an attempt at it here anyway. So we're going to roll against this catcher battery rating, and it's a 46, and that's the same as their rating, and so Snyder's caught trying to steal second. And so the Dodgers end up throwing away another chance, and maybe we should start playing a little bit safe, huh? Here comes Campanella. His roll is a 3-2-1. 11 plus 1 is 12. That's a line out to first base. Colin has that for the out, and there are 2 away. So normal means normal. Go for it means go for it. Like always try for an extra base chance, and safe is playing it safe. If you want to know, that's the way you change it. 2 outs, choose Gil Hodges. Rolls a 4-5-1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Ground ball over to Andy Carey at third. Throws over to first and gets the out. And we go to the top of the 8th. It'll be Yogi Berra, Collins, and Noren against Billy Lowe's. Lowe's still up there, has struck out 7. Rolls a 1-6-5. 1 plus 5 is 6. It's a strikeout. He's struck out 8 now. 1 away, and here comes Joe Collins. Collins today is 1 for 2, hitting 500 in the series as well. Rolls a 3-2-5. 3 plus 2 is 5. Little pop fly over to right field, and Furillo has that. There's 2 men out. Here comes Irv Noren. Noren is 0 for 3, 0 for everything this series. Rolls a 6-6-6. 5 plus 9, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, Lowe's is a righty. So we're going to go check here to see if this is a home run or a single. And the roll's a 16, so this is a possible single. We have to roll 1 more die here and check this chart. If it's a 6, it's a home run. And it's a 2. So it ends up being a single to right field, and Furillo makes the play. And with 2 men out here in the top of the 8th, the Yankees have their 6th hit and another base runner. That'll bring up Gil McDougall, and Lowe's is starting to tire. The rule's a 1-1-5. 15 plus 2 is 17. Hit over to Robinson. That's a single. As a possible error. We'll see if Robinson's throw went wild or not, and it's a 41, and it is. It went wild, and so the runner moves over to third, and the batter, McDougall, was safe at second. 4 errors here on the Dodgers, and that will bring up Billy Hunter with 2 men out still in the top of the 8th. Hunter's roll is a 2-2-1. Lowe's is on his B ratings. 11 plus 3 is a 14. Single to center field, and 2 men score, and Hunter makes it all the way over to second. And he has the star. So the difference between the plus and the star has to do with when you're potentially caught stealing. If he doesn't have a good roll, he's just going to hold at second. His roll is a 31, and he holds over at second base. So that takes care of that. Billy Lowe's is kind of on his last legs here. He would potentially be due up, though, in the bottom of the 8th. So I think we'll try to have him pitch against Larson here. 3-0, though, now Yankees. Rolls a 6-2-5. 13. 4 plus 9 is 13, and that's a home run for Don Larson. Can you believe this? In the World Series, Don Larson hits a home run off the outfield screen, and that scores 2, and that makes this a 5-0 ball game, and that's it. That's it for Billy Lowe's. There's no way to go on from here. So Roger Craig is going to come into this ball game. There's a little bit of an advantage, so we take away column 6 from them. Roger Craig will come into this ball game. Craig has not pitched in this World Series yet, and it's a 5-0 lead for the Yankees. This was a close, intense game, and it's been blown open and made ridiculous by the home run by Don Larson, of all people. So here comes Craig. Larson, by the way, in real life, Larson had 2 home runs. How about that? So not necessarily out of the question that Don Larson would be able to hit a home run. At least according to the stats in the game. Maybe they're wrong. I don't know. You can look them up. Roll for Bowers is 6-1-1. 1 plus 16 is 17. Fly ball to Amoros in left field, and he has it for the final out of the inning. And the Dodgers are finally out of the top of the 8th. And they go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Jackie Robinson here against Don Larson. 5-0 Yankees. No longer a close game. The rolls a 4-1-4, 16 plus the 1 from the third baseman, Carey, 17. Ends up being a ground ball to third, and Carey throws to first, 1 away. Carl Furillo up there now. His roll is a 3-3-5, 2 plus 5 is 7. Potential base hit. So we'll roll here and see. If it's a 43-66, it is, but it's not as a 31, so it'll be a short fly ball over to left field. Noren has that for the out, and there are 2 men out. And up comes Sandy Amoros. His roll is a 2-2-5. 55 plus 4 is 59. Looping drive over to center field. Mantle racing over there to try to make the catch. And his defensive rating is higher than the Rays number, which was a 2. So Mantle ends up actually making the catch, and that does it. And so we go to the top of the 9th inning. A little bit of a boost there for Don Larson, who, of course, is throwing a shutout. And it'll be Andy Carey here against Roger Craig in the top of the 9th inning. Carey, hitting 231, rolls a 2-6-1. 55 plus 2 is a 57. That's hit over to Snyder. Snyder runs over to try to make the catch, and we roll and see what happens. Rolls a 35, which is right here in the zone. It's a fly ball to center field. Snyder, in other words, made the catch. A good diving catch. 1 away, and here's Mickey Mantle. Mantle rolls a 3-2-3. 3 plus 2, or 1 plus 2, sorry, is 3. But we have to check and see if potential base hit. Well, here's a 16, so it won't be. Ends up being a little dribbler to the catcher. Campanella throws to first for the out. Mantle's having a really bad series, hitting now 143. There's 2 away, and here comes Yogi Berra. His roll is a 1-1-5. 40 plus 3 is 43. I can't do math. And so Craig ends up walking Berra. And so with 2 men out now, here's Joe Collins. Rolls a 6-6-1. Craig's a righty, so it's a 1 plus 11, which is a 12, a potential home run, and likely a home run, and it's a 1, so it's not. It's a single to right field. Furillo fields that. Berra moves all the way over to third. That'll bring up Irv Noren. Runners on at the corners, 2 men out top of the 9th. Rolls a 4-2-1. It'll be Jackie Robinson, third baseman, fields this. 1 + 3 is 4. It's a ground ball over to third, throws over to first for the out. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. So Roger Craig, the batter up here for the Brooklyn Dodgers, will come out of the game for Frank Kellert. And we'll see what Kellert can do. Kellert so far in the series is 0 for 1. His roll is a 1-4-4. 3 + 3 is 6. That's a strikeout. So Larson gets another strikeout, and there's one away. That is strikeout number 6 for Don Larson. One out, here's Jim Gilliam. Gilliam rolls a 6-1-6. 14 + 6 is 20. Hits this one deep to right field, but it's not quite deep enough, and there are 2 men out. And that'll bring up Pee Wee Reese. Reese today is 1 for 3. One of the few Dodgers with the hit. Only 3 Dodgers starters have a base hit. Only 3 Dodgers, period, have a base hit. Nobody can hit Don Larson today. The roll's a 4-1-5. It'll be Joe Collins. 11 + 2 is 13. Potential error. Dodgers have committed 4. Will the Yankees commit another one? Rolls a 43. That is not higher. And so Joe Collins, the first baseman, fields it. Goes to the bag for the out. And that does it. Yankees have won game 4 of this World Series 5-0. And Don Larson with the win. He's 1-0. Lowe's with the loss 0-1. And that ends up doing it. So final score here, New York 5 and Brooklyn nothing. And the play of the day was Billy Hunter with that single driving in 2 runs there at the top of the 8th. That really changed this game. Although I would say most fans would care more about that Don Larson home run. What a rarity for the World Series. And so the Yankees end up beating the Dodgers 5-0 and have one more game to go to clinch this World Series. So I hope you enjoyed that. Replay is a different type of game than the other ones we play on this channel. I enjoy playing it a lot. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit better at it. You let me know. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.